Hello, my name is Tristan. I am a character creator, currently studying to get my master's, and I have been doing character art for about 5 years now. And today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to take textures from Metahuman and use R3DS wrap to wrap it around your own custom sculpts for character art, and use those UV maps and their maps as a good starting point for your own stuff. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Metahuman creator. It is a browser application. There will be a link for it in the description below. Today I will be using Unreal 5.3, but you're going to want to go into here. It takes about a minute or two to kind of get you in. It depends on how busy their servers are. Alright, and we are in, and just so you know, the Metahuman creator does require that you use, your own Epic Games account to log in, so just make sure you set up one of those if you don't have one already. Let's get started. So, when you get into the Metahuman creator, you are going to be given an entire library of different defaults that they have set up for you. You can customize your own just by selecting on the one that you are interested in. I will start with, say, Christopher here. Give that a second to load. And then you can go in and kind of customize them to how you like, taking different faces and the like, and selecting different parts of them, and you're able to kind of warp the body part to the attribute that you want. I use this a little bit. I tend to stick with the sculpt tool, which allows you to kind of really more intricately get into these different nooks and crannies and get kind of more of what you're looking for. You can go in and change eye color. Teeth, you can change, teeth length, different makeup and things like that. You can try out different hairstyles, eyebrows, anything that you're interested in. Alright, and this is the character that I'm doing. Remember, if you are going to be using this, that the textures that you go with are going to be kind of what you're snatching, so roughly try to make sure that the textures are of the age range that you're looking for. The character that I am doing is Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, so I'm looking for kind of some of these wrinkles here, so just make sure that they are using the right complexion that you're looking for. One thing that I highly suggest when you finish this, you're going to go back to your Metahumans when it's done. It should autosave for you. However, the issue with a lot of these is for some reason this library tends to leave things out or put them back in randomly. So I highly suggest you export this out. And it's going to give you a Metahuman file, which, just throw it somewhere on your computer. I'll throw mine in downloads. And if you ever need access to this again, you can come in here, hit import, and bring it back. And then you can have, in this case, a second one. But, yeah, if you ever don't see it there, just do that. No problem. Alright. The next thing that you are going to need is Bridge by Quixel. This program is free, and there will be a link for it in the description as well. But make sure you are signed in on the same account that you made your Metahuman on. Go to the Metahumans, My Metahumans, in this instance it's Unreal Engine 5. And you can find all the metahumans you've made. Click on the metahuman that you are looking for, that you need to export out. Make sure you do 8K resolution, make it as high as possible. You can always shrink it later. Go down to the download settings. Make sure that you are looking for your FBX and your source asset. I keep all these LODs normal to what it does automatically. Then you're going to go back and then check your export settings and make sure you are set to Maya. Your textures, PNG, all that's fine. All that is normal. And then you are going to click download and download your model. So yeah, just click right here. And this takes quite a bit, so I'll cut ahead to when this finishes. Okay, so that download just finished. All you do now is you click export, and it's going to, here, I'll just click it real quick, pop up with an export to Maya. Now, sometimes it might give you an error and have a port number there. All you have to do to fix that error, you go to Edit, Settings, and you just change this API port to the number that it pops up there. Basically, that's just the port that it uses to send your file to Maya. But this usually only works when you have Maya open, so open up your Maya, and then hit the export button, and it'll pop up with this, and then you just hit yes, and it'll open up all this, this file and textures and stuff all in its own project. Alright, and when that all gets booted up, you should have your model. Now, for this tutorial, we're only trying to get the textures and the UV maps, so we are going to be kind of removing most of this except for the base mesh. So one way you can find your textures is you just set the project, and you take the default path that it gives you, go into your editor, paste it in, and it'll pop up with your textures, which is all of these. Now we are only looking for the head for this, but all of them are here. So just take all of these, and we'll just pop them into our folder. We'll just call it tutorial. Paste all those in. And then, for now, I'm going to just be taking all of this and only taking the geometry and LOD1, pulling it all out. Taking everything else and deleting it. Changing the lighting to the default lighting so you can see it again. And there we go. The rest you could continue to do here. I prefer Blender a little bit, so I'm going to run over to Blender and continue it there. So I'm going to export the selection, drop it into our tutorial folder, and just call it Claude Frollo Head Mesh. And just export it out just like that. That's fine. Alright. Minimize all that. You can open up Blender. And just import in your head mesh. There we go. Now, for this one, a lot of this is just going to get in the way. So the only thing we are really looking for is this actual just head mesh. So all this other stuff we're going to get rid of right now. We can add it all back in later, but for this tutorial, we're just doing the head mesh. And then what you're going to want to do is pull in your sculpt. So let's pop this open. We'll do sculpt 2. Just give it 1 second. Alright, it is done importing, so just hide this one real quick. So this is a sculpt I've been working on of Claude Frollo, but for this one we're only gonna really need the head mesh. So what we'll do is come in here to put it on edit mode. Give it a second. Alright, now that it's in edit mode, we're just going to take the base mesh for the head, trying to line up, basically getting exactly what we had for the other thing, so no eyeballs, no eyelashes, nothing like that. We'll delete what's not there. Obviously you're going to want to come back later and put these things back in, but just for getting the textures, we're going to keep it super simple and keep the base meshes pretty similar. Okay, there we are, and now we're going to go back into object mode. Okay, so you can see that the head is pretty much in the same location as the other head, and it is the same parts. So one thing we'll do is we'll get rid of this axis here. Alright, so once these are both deleted and you have it all cleaned up and they're in basically the same place, we can take the good topology one, and the first thing you want to do is go into edit mode on it. Give it a second, my computer is cooking because of all of the programs I have open. Okay, and then with all of these selected, make sure you just go to your UV maps and make sure your UV maps look roughly like this. It should be the default, but just make sure nothing got screwed up anywhere along the way. And then to make sure that this stuff works in wrap, you're going to want to export them as an OBJ. Let's drop it in here. I'm going to call this one Metahuman Good Topo, selected only. And then take your sculpt, also export it as an OBJ, selected only, and just call this one Frollo Sculpt, something like that. And export that as well. Like I said, this is a chunky model, so it might take a second. Oh, actually, pretty fast. All right, good. Cool, cool. Minimize all that. And then you're going to want to open up R3DS wrap. There we go. I'm going to close some of my other programs out because they're just a little too chunky for what I'm liking. And they're using a little too much processing power. There we go. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Then you're going to want to go in here and go to load geometry. And first thing that we're going to load, we'll load up the sculpt and kind of keep it on the right side. That helps out later. But load geometry, and go to tutorial, and you find your sculpt. Just wait for that to drop in here. There we are. So you can see it there. It is very dense, so I'm going to turn off wireframe. And then, you know, keep it well named. Just name it sculpt so you know what you're doing. And then you're going to want to load geometry. Call this one, you know, good topology, good topo. And grab your good topology. I'm so sorry. There we go. You can leave the wireframe on this one. And then, one more thing I should have said. You can use any program of your choice, but the files that you were given, the texture files, are all in Targa, which of course Unreal can use. But I'm not entirely sure about wrap, so I just like to be safe. And we'll just go in here. And we just need kind of the main mesh, or the main base color map. So head color, there we go. And then we'll just save a copy out as a PNG. And call this just head base color. This will let you see kind of what you're doing while you're wrapping. There we go. Saving, there we go. Cool. And then we'll move these down a little bit. Hit tab again and hit load image. And we'll just call this base color. And find it right here and plug it into Good Topo. And if you click on Good Topo, you can hide the wireframe and see that now it has some topology. Yippee! Cool, cool. Next thing we're going to do now is you are going to hit tab again and hit select point pairs. Put it in the middle and make sure your good topology is on the left and your sculpt is on the right. Next you're going to click visual editor and sync views. Now in this visual editor you can see both of your models lined up very nicely with view syncing, and you are going to place points on your models. So the way this works is you're going to click, in relatively the same spot on each model. So corner of your eye, make sure that these numbers are lined up 1, 1. The easiest way to do this is to kind of go from one side to the other, one side to the other. And you're just going to try to get, a little bit of everywhere on your model that's like a key point. Do a couple, corner of the eye. Just do the same thing there. And you want to always kind of keep track of the numbers it's saying, 7, 7, because what you don't want to happen is you start clicking through, you kind of space out, and then you see that on one side you have, 20, and on the other side you got 50, and now you got to pretty much redo the whole thing to figure out what you went wrong. You just lay all this out. 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18. Along with that, probably want to do the nose a little bit, so kind of get as much of an upshot on your nose as you can. We'll just throw one in the middle, and then I like to do like 5 around 21. 23, 23, 24, 24. Another thing you want to do is you want to just put one inside like that. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, 30, and 30. And then do one on the inside as well. Kind of dot around the face a little bit. You want to hit your jawline, so kind of where the bottom of this ear is, where your jaw turns in, where your jowls are, if you're an older fellow like this one. And then just one on like the center of your chin. There you go. Go around to this side, do the same thing. 36, 36, corner, corner, jowl, jowl. Cool, cool. And then let's do a little bit on the lips too. So we'll do top lip, middle top lip, and just kind of go around a little bit like that and make sure you hit those corners. Anywhere there's a corner you kind of want to hit. And obviously this also works with body topology and stuff like that too. If you hate retopology and you tend to be doing humanoid characters, I could not recommend this program more. There we go. And we'll do a little bit on just the centers. 51, 51, there we go. Another place you might want to do one is kind of tip of the nose, there and there. Kind of this region here. Just do like 3. There we go. Oops, I accidentally made a dot. Alright, 56, 56. There we go. Just like that. I like to have just like one here, you know, one there, you know, maybe one on the back of the head, just to kind of map that properly. A couple on the ears. So ears, for me, I like to put one on this corner here, one in this little dip right here, one on this flap, one on this flap, one at the top and one at the bottom. We already did the one at the bottom, and then just kind of going around to do like 5. There we go. Ish, yeah, I'll do one on the bottom lobe as well. And I'm not doing this with symmetry, so you just got to go around and do it to the other side. I don't know if you have a symmetrical model or not, but just for safety, I did it without symmetry. You know, you can't really complain about this process taking a while, because it is probably 100 times faster than just doing hand retopo. And with much better results. These guys at Metahuman, they know what they're doing. There we go. Cool. 80, 80, 81, 81. There we go. I'm going to do just a couple, like one here, one here, one there, and one here, one here. And that's, I mean, that's about what we're looking for. That's about all we need. So then I'm going to hit tab again and create an alignment node where you're going to plug in your good topology, your sculpt, and the third one is going to be your point pairs. And when you click on that, this is what you get. And then when you hit compute, it wraps your good mesh right around your sculpt, creating some awesome topology. It does it in multiple subdivisions too, so you can really get what you're looking for. There we go. All right, and this does a pretty good job. It is not perfect though, so let's make it perfect. How about we? So you're gonna hit tab again, go to geometry, and put in your brush. For your brush, you're gonna take this new geometry that it made, put it in there. Take your sculpt, put it in the second one, take your good topology, and put it in the third one. Cool. And now, in the brush, I only use these bottom 3, relax project, move project, and clone. That's how you keep it in kind of the look that you were going for. So let's just go in here and take a look at some of this wireframing. You're just looking for places like this right here, places where it's just not very nice. You can go in there with relax, and relax project will get it to still match with your, you know, your sculpt. Places around the mouth, nose tend to screw up. I've noticed the chin sometimes screws up, but yeah. In places like this, where it kind of gets glitchy when you do a relax project, clone will just try to mimic the topology of your good topology. So you just go over it. There we go. Very nice. Relax. A little more there. Put some relaxing there where it's happening. Come over here and do the same thing on this side. And we're not using symmetry, so the topology is not going to symmetrize when you do this. So you just got to make sure you hit both sides. Hit clone there. There we go. We'll check the ears real quick. Oh, a little bit there. Use clone on that. Any areas where it's kind of not the most important thing on your model, like corners and things like that, like I prefer to hit clone with there just because, you know, it's better to have good topology than exactly what you had there. There we go. Yep, see, right there. That's what I was talking about. Relax, project. There we go. A little bit there. Just hit it with relax, project. There we go. And that's looking pretty good. So, make sure you do need to hit accept here to make your changes, you know, real. And then, when you're done with that, you just go to save geometry. You just plug it in there. Name it something, select where you want it to go. We'll have to drop it in tutorial. And we'll call this Frollo, you know, kick-ass topo. Something fun and cool. Save, and then you're just going to hit compute current frame, and it should just drop your new model directly in. So we'll open up Blender again and get a look at this bad boy. There we go. All right, let's take a lookie. All right, we'll just hit it with a smooth real quick and check out that topology. It is beautiful. All right, and just to show you how well this works, I am going to, you know, export this out as an FBX in tutorial. We'll just call this SM Frollo. And I already have a ZBrush file, or Unreal file, sorry. And we will put this new folder in, or this new file in, and show you what it looks like with some of them textures. Let's see here. Tutorial. And we will do SM Frollo. Yeah, that's all fine. Excellent, excellent. All right. Real quick, I'm just going to do a quick material setup. Do some materials. M Frollo. Just pop that open. There we go. And then lastly, we'll take our new folder, textures, import. And we'll take, you know, all this stuff here and drop it all in. All right, cool, cool, cool. That's fine. Cool. All right, and we'll just do something super basic just to show you that it works. So we'll take our color map, drop that in. Roughness map, we can drop that in. Base normal map. And if we drop this there, drop this one there, and this one there, we should have a beautiful material. Save it out. Come back in here, our static mesh, and we'll just get it on M Frollo. Save that, and we will just drop it in our scene at 0, 0, 0. And would you look at that? Beautiful. All of the beautiful textures of the Metahuman on your model. Now, I do want to conclude by talking about this is something that I use as a start. I take these maps and I put them in ZBrush or Substance Painter and then edit them from there using my own work. I know that, Unreal and Metahuman, they put this stuff online for us to use, but, still, use your best judgment as an artist on how much you want to just, keep exactly what they did. I'm sure they're fine with it if you do. But I always take this stuff and I do my own stuff on top of it to give me, especially the more custom look that you're looking for. But that's the end of the tutorial. That's how you take, good topology and textures from a metahuman and throw it onto your own work. Even if it's something with more stylized proportions like this, it can still look pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you guys later.